So last time, we dug into what dual-use technologies actually are. Today, we're flipping the coin and looking at their incredible promise. We're talking about the power to transform healthcare, to empower citizens, and to build smarter, more efficient societies. Let's dive into how these innovations are really shaping a brighter future.
All right, so just to be clear, this is the second part of our three-part series. And for this explainer, we are focusing exclusively on the bright side, the positive applications. We're going to explore how these powerful tools are being used to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges and, honestly, just improve lives all over the globe.
So that brings us to the big question, right? How can this powerful and sometimes controversial technology actually be used for good? Well, let's start with where it gets the most personal, where it has the most life-changing impact: our health.
First up, saving lives and enhancing health. This is where all that abstract tech talk becomes deeply, deeply personal. We're talking about things that could directly impact you, your family, your community.
You know, artificial intelligence is really leading the charge here. It's truly turning what felt like science fiction just a few years ago into today's medical reality. I mean, we're seeing systems like Google's DeepMind helping doctors spot eye diseases with, frankly, superhuman accuracy. And then you've got things like IBM's Watson, which helps oncologists create super personalized cancer treatment plans.
And AI's impact, it really covers the entire healthcare journey. First, there's early detection, spotting tumors on the scan months before the human eye possibly could. Then you've got remote diagnostics, which brings expert-level care to people in rural or underserved areas. It's also speeding up drug discovery like you wouldn't believe, and it's making personalized medicine, treatments tailored to your specific genetic code, a real thing. Every single one of these steps means better outcomes for patients. It's a game changer.
Okay, let's switch gears to a situation where literally every single second is critical. In the absolute chaos of a natural disaster, technology isn't just helpful, it's a lifeline. Just look at this. The impact of drones during the 2023 Turkey-Syria earthquake was just staggering. They helped find over 200 survivors who were trapped in the rubble, and they mapped an incredible 15,000 square kilometers to help coordinate the relief efforts. These aren't just numbers on a chart. Those are real people, real families, real lives saved.
And it is not just for earthquakes. Drones are out there assessing hurricane damage. They're mapping the spread of devastating bushfires in Australia, and they're even delivering life-saving blood and vaccines to remote clinics in Rwanda. In Sweden, they're using drones to transport defibrillators, getting them to heart attack victims faster than an ambulance can. It's an incredible display of technology in the service of humanity.
So, okay, we've seen how tech can save individual lives. But what happens when we scale up? Beyond just survival, these technologies are also reshaping our communities and empowering people on a massive societal scale.
All right, let's talk about facial recognition. And look, I know this is a controversial one, and believe me, we are definitely going to explore its risks in our next explainer. But for now, when it's governed by strong democratic oversight and used for very specific, legitimate purposes, it has some real benefits. We're talking about locating missing children, solving cold cases, or just making airport security a little less painful. The key phrase here, and it's absolutely crucial, is democratic oversight.
So what does it look like when a whole city gets smart? Well, take Barcelona. By using big data analytics, they optimize their traffic signals and cut down congestion by 21%. Their smart LED streetlights slashed energy use by 30%. It's just a fantastic example of using data to make city life better, more efficient, and more sustainable for everyone.
And here's something that's really powerful: the potential to build a more inclusive society. AI-powered tools are breaking down barriers that have existed for centuries. You have voice recognition giving hands-free control to people with mobility issues. Real-time translation is connecting people across language divides. There are computer vision apps that can literally describe the world to someone who is blind. This is technology being a genuine force for equity.
And that power to connect people, it doesn't just stop at accessibility. It gets political. I mean, think back to the Arab Spring. Social media platforms became the central nervous system for change. They allowed activists to organize, to get around state-controlled media, and to show the entire world what was happening on the ground, in real time.
And sometimes all it takes is a single hashtag
to ignite a truly global movement. The hashtag #MeToo movement is the perfect example of this. It amplified voices that had been silenced for decades. And it built this incredible wave of solidarity that just jumped over borders and led to real tangible policy changes. And it did all of this without needing permission from any of the traditional media gatekeepers.
So, a question. Is it actually possible to build an entire nation around these technologies in a positive, democratic way? Well, the small Baltic nation of Estonia gives us a pretty fascinating look at what that might be like. Get this. In Estonia, a staggering 99% of all government services are available online 24/7. Now, that's not just about convenience. This is a fundamental rethinking of the entire relationship between a state and its citizens. So what does that actually mean for the average person living there? It means you can file your taxes in about 3 minutes. You can start a business online in 15. You can access all your prescriptions digitally. You can even vote from anywhere in the world. And, this is critical, citizens have secure control over their own data and they can see exactly who is accessing it and why. But Estonia's success isn't just because they have brilliant tech. It's built on a foundation, a bedrock, of democratic safeguards. We're talking strong privacy laws, total transparency, and a system designed from the very beginning to empower citizens and build trust. Okay, so let's pull all these threads together. When we talk about the promise of these technologies, what we're really talking about is their potential to deliver real, tangible human benefits. We've seen how AI can save lives in our hospitals. We've seen how drones can rescue survivors from the rubble of a disaster. And we've seen how social media can give a voice to the voiceless and spark global change. The potential here to improve the human condition is just immense. And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. The technology itself is neutral. It's a tool. Its impact, whether it helps us or harms us, is determined by the rules we build around it. It all comes down to governance, accountability, and a fundamental respect for human rights. Which, of course, leaves us with a really critical and, honestly, a pretty unsettling question. If all of this that we've just talked about is the incredible promise, what happens when those safeguards aren't there? What happens when governance fails? Well, we're going to explore that dark side in the final part of our series. I'll see you then.